Walk into a Ferrari dealership tomorrow, name their newest limited run car, and offer full price in cash. Ready to sign. For most people, the answer is the same: no. Not come back later. Not join the list. Just no. You can't have that car. And that should make no sense. Ferrari could sell far more than it does. The buyers are lined up, money in hand. Yet every single year, huge numbers of people who could easily afford one are quietly turned away at the door, on purpose. So the question almost asks itself, why would a company that lives by selling cars look at your money and refuse it? By the end, you'll know exactly how that no works. Who gets a yes instead? And the one mistake that can get a buyer banned from Ferrari for life. And stay with me. There's a single number, around $130,000, that explains why turning people away makes Ferrari richer than almost any car maker on earth. Let's follow it. Start with the number, because it's smaller than most people think. In a whole year, Ferrari builds fewer than 14,000 cars. Some car makers build that many before lunch, and it isn't that they can't make more. They choose not to. There's an old rule inside Ferrari, going back decades. Always sell one car fewer than the market wants. Never quite enough to go around. Always a line of people still waiting. To a normal business, that sounds insane, leaving guaranteed money on the table on purpose. But it's the whole reason a Ferrari does something almost no other car can. It holds its value. The ordinary ones barely fall. The rare ones actually climb, worth more years later than the day they left the factory. Scarcity here isn't a side effect. It's the product. Which brings up the real question. If there are never quite enough to go around, who decides which buyers actually get one? Because there are really two kinds of Ferrari, and they play by completely different rules. The first kind you can more or less buy. The regular production cars, the everyday models in the range. You still wait, sometimes a year or more, but with patience and the money, one can be yours. The second kind you can't buy at all. The limited series, the hypercars, the special one-offs. The cars that make the headlines and the real money on resale. Those aren't sold, they're offered. Ferrari decides who gets to be in the room, then invites them to spend their own fortune. You don't pick the car is granted to you. And that invitation isn't random, and it isn't simply about who's richest. Behind it sits a system. A ladder every serious collector knows they have to climb. So how do you actually get onto that list? How do you turn a no into an invitation? You earn it. Slowly, and on Ferrari's terms. It usually starts by buying the cars you can, and then buying more. Owning several over the years signals you're a real collector, not a one-time tourist. It helps to take the models that aren't sold out the moment they launch, showing loyalty when it isn't glamorous scores you points. You service everything with the official dealer. You show up, the track days, the owner events, the factory itself. You become a known name to the people who hand out allocations. And there's one rule you never break. The mistake I promised you at the start. You don't flip. Buy one of the special cars and sell it fast for a quick profit, and you can find yourself quietly frozen out, banned from the list for good, no matter how much you're worth. Ferrari guards the value of its own badge, and it has a very long memory. And sometimes it isn't just an unwritten rule. It's in the contract. Sign for one of the rarest cars, and you can be legally bound to offer it back to Ferrari first, before you're allowed to sell it to anyone else. The company keeps a grip on the car, even after it's yours. So you spend years, and a fortune, proving yourself, all for the right to spend even more. Which makes you wonder, why would anyone put up with being told no like this? If you want more breakdowns of how this hidden world really works, Subscribing takes 2 seconds. It genuinely helps. And here's the answer. Buyers accept all of it because the no is the whole point. Anyone with money can buy something fast and beautiful. There's plenty of it. What money alone can't buy is permission. Being one of the few people on Earth allowed to own the special ones is a status a bank balance by itself will never reach. To these buyers, the difficulty isn't a nuisance. It's the reward. And the loyalty pays, literally. Climb the ladder, and when you're finally offered one of the rare cars, you're often handed something worth more than you pay the moment you sign. The people turned away at the door would gladly buy it from you at a premium. You didn't just get a car, you got proof you're on the inside. So the buyers aren't losing in this story, they're winning. Which points straight at the real question. If the buyers come out ahead, who's quietly getting rich off all of this? Ferrari is. And here's that number I promised you at the start. The one that explains everything. In 2025, Ferrari did something that should be impossible. It sold fewer cars than the year before, under 14,000, and still made more money than ever. On every single one of those cars, it cleared somewhere around $130,000 in pure profit. Not the price, the profit. A giant car maker moving millions of cars is lucky to keep a small fraction of that per vehicle. Ferrari makes more from one car than most brands make from 20. That's what the scarcity buys them. The power to charge almost anything, and a waiting list that never empties. It's why the stock market treats Ferrari less like a car company and more like a luxury house, valued alongside the makers of handbags and champagne, not the makers of family cars. Ferrari today is worth more than car makers many times its size, ones that build 100 cars for every one of its own. The refusal at the door isn't Ferrari leaving money behind. That refusal is how it prints the money. Every no makes the next yes worth more. So that's the real reason Ferrari won't simply let you buy a Ferrari. It isn't snobbery, and it isn't an accident. Saying no to most people is the most profitable thing the company does. The scarcity, the ladder, the blacklist, all of it guards one simple truth. The moment anyone could have one, no one would want it this badly. The no is worth more than the sale. And this exact move, where holding supply back is the business, runs through the whole world of luxury. It's the same thread we pulled with superyachts, where the owner's guaranteed loss quietly makes everyone around them rich. Go watch that one next. And tell me in the comments, would you play Ferrari's game for years just to be allowed to buy one or walk away? I read every reply. And if you like seeing what's really going on behind the badge, hit that subscribe button before you go. It makes a real difference. I'll see you in the next one.